नमस्कार, I'm हरप्रीत कौर and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. इस वक्त आप हमें देख रहे हैं हमारे PME विद्या चैनल नंबर 10 पर और साथ ही साथ हमारे YouTube हैंडल NCERT ऑफिशियल पर। आज हम क्लास 10 के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मैथमेटिक्स सब्जेक्ट का एक सेशन लेकर आए हैं जिसमें हम ले रहे हैं टॉपिक इंट्रोडक्शन टू ट्रिग्नोमेट्री पार्ट 1। और इस टॉपिक से जुड़े हुए आपके जो भी क्वेश्चंस हैं आप हमसे कनेक्ट करके वो क्वेश्चंस एक्सपर्ट से पूछ सकते हैं। तो प्लीज़ नोट कर ले हमारा फ़ोन नंबर जो है 8800440559। हमारा ईमेल आईडी है dth.class10@ciet.nic.in। And lastly, since we are streaming live on our YouTube handle NCERT official, तो आप लाइव चैट बॉक्स में भी अपने क्वेश्चंस हमें भेज सकते हैं। क्योंकि ये इंट्रोडक्टरी पोर्शन है, हम आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं इसे प्लीज़ ध्यान से देखें ताकि आगे आने वाले पार्ट्स में आपको दिक्कत ना हो। और अब हम आपको इंट्रोड्यूस कराते हैं हमारे दो गेस्ट से जो इस सेशन में हमारा साथ देंगे और आप तक की चैप्टर डेफिनेटली अच्छे से पहुंचाएंगे। So we are joined by Mr. Ujjwal Mishra, sir is PGT from Gyananda School. Sir, नमस्कार and very warm welcome.
नमस्कार मैम।
जी, और मैं आप सबको बताना चाहूँगी कि हम दोनों का साथ देंगी हमारी इंडियन साइन लैंग्वेज इंटरप्रेटर मिस भूमि। नमस्कार, आपका भी स्वागत है। सर, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री जो है वो एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट मैं कहूँगी टॉपिक है, क्लास 10 में इंट्रोड्यूस किया जा रहा है आई गेस। आप प्लीज़ मुझे ये बताएं कि आज क्योंकि पार्ट 1 आप लेकर आए हैं तो हम आज क्या सीखने वाले हैं, लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या रहेंगे आज के सेशन के?
So trigonometry is actually very important thing.
जी।
And it is, you can say it's a mid part of the mathematics. Why? Because it connect with the earlier part, algebra, and it connects with the later part as well, like calculus and the vector, what you are going to learn after this. So this is very important to learn, and the trigonometry अपने आप में ही बहुत important है.
Right. अब सर जो ट्रिग्नोमेट्री है या कोई भी मैथ्स के कॉन्सेप्ट्स होते हैं कहीं पर जब हम उन्हें समझते हैं तो उनका रियल लाइफ एप्लीकेशन हमको नहीं पता होता, हम सिर्फ एज कॉन्सेप्ट समझ जाते हैं जिस वजह से हमारा उस पर इतना इंटरेस्ट डेवलप भी नहीं हो पाता। अब रियल लाइफ में देखा जाए तो एक कॉमन पर्सन के लिए ट्रिग्नोमेट्री कहाँ यूज़ हो रही है उसकी डेली लाइफ में?
Ma'am, trigonometry, we are intentionally using or unintentionally.
Okay.
Like everywhere. Like here you can see. Can you define anywhere are we using trigonometry? Here in this room.
इस रूम में मुझे सर जहाँ तक लगता है कि शायद अगर हमें किसी चीज़ की हाइट मेजर करनी है, बहुत ऊंचा कुछ है तो शायद वहाँ पर
Simple. Like yes, you are right. But एक हम डेली लाइफ की अगर बात करें ना, like in this room, can you see that door closer over there?
बिल्कुल,
right?
जी।
So in that door closer also we are using trigonometry.
Okay.
Okay.
जी।
And today our honorable Prime Minister is inaugurating Chenab railway.
जी।
So, okay, overbridge, and it is the world highest railway overbridge.
Right, sir.
ठीक है, in India, and as an Indian we are so much proud of it.
Yes, absolutely.
And there we have used the trigonometry connection over there.
Okay, यानी ब्रिजेस की कंस्ट्रक्शन में जितनी हाइट पर बनाया गया है
आप हर जगह अगर आप नोटिस करेंगे तो हम देख पाएंगे कि हम ट्रिग्नोमेट्री को यूज कर रहे हैं।
राइट।
Okay.
तो सर इसे और अच्छे से समझेंगे विद सम मोर एग्जांपल्स और जो आप कॉन्सेप्ट समझाना चाहते हैं उसके ज़रिए। तो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि प्लीज़ हम शुरू करते हैं आज का ये सेशन कि एग्जैक्टली क्या है ट्रिग्नोमेट्री और क्या है इसका इंट्रोडक्टरी पोर्शन।
श्योर
जी।
सो बिफोर लर्निंग एनीथिंग ना हमें लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स बहुत क्लियर होने चाहिए। व्हाई वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न, and the trigonometry is actually we are learning for the first time. Before that, trigonometry is something like it sounds big,
right?
Okay, and everyone, okay, you are in grade 10, okay, here you have to learn trigonometry, and it is actually very difficult for the student, and it's created some kind of phobia in it.
Absolutely.
And even though to the parents as well, it's a real time incident that once a parent is asking, sir, sorry to say, but I also don't understand where I am using trigonometry in my life. So that is why intentionally or unintentionally we are all using it. Okay. Right. So again, so our means our main objective today, what we are going to learn about the 6 trigonometric ratios.
Okay.
Okay, and after that we are going to learn about relationship between the sides and the angle of a right angle, especially to the right angle triangle. I will explain you why we are using right angle triangle. So we are going to understand the relationship between the angles and the sides. Also, we are going about its application, where we are using, as I discussed,
Yes.
like a small door closer, and although who have used it earlier in the life. Okay, so after that, what are the topics we are going to cover in today's session? Like, of course, the bridge gap is very important. Like for the learning trigonometry, what is important? So we will discuss about it as well, like types of a triangle, Pythagoras theorem,
जी.
trigonometric ratios,
Okay.
and like this we are learning about angles, as we are talking about right angle triangle. So there is an acute angle we will study it about, and of course the few angles by which, with the help of an angle, how we are finding the sides and the ratio of sides
जी.
as well.
Okay. Right.
So again, ma'am, if I ask, keep have you think how many years we are using trigonometry?
सर आई रियली डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, क्योंकि मैं जब ट्रिग्नोमेट्री जो मैंने समझा है तो मेरे मन में क्वेश्चंस तो बहुत आते हैं कि जैसे कि माउंट एवरेस्ट, अब
Right.
इसकी हाइट कैसे किसने मेजर करी कि इतनी ही है, इतनी पर्टिकुलर जो फिगर आता है, क्या कोई इंची टेप लेकर चढ़ा था? वो तो पॉसिबल नहीं है। या हमारे ट्रेडिशनल जो मंदिर बन हैं हमारी कंट्री में, वो कितने ऊंचे मंदिर हैं, उनकी कंस्ट्रक्शन कैसे हुई बिना एक्यूरेट मेजरमेंट के लिए? तो मुझे लगता है कि, या फिर हम कहते हैं कि जब कोई हम एम करते हैं किसी चीज़ को हिट करने के लिए, तो भी हम एक पर्टिकुलर डिग्री पे एम करते हैं ताकि हमारा जो निशान है बहुत दूर तक जाए। आई एम श्योर कि यहाँ ट्रिग्नोमेट्री के कॉन्सेप्ट्स यूज हो रहे हैं, बट कैसे वो मुझे नहीं पता जी।
Of course, ma'am. The word used, what you have asked for the height of a Mount Everest. Okay, so it is a very interesting one. I will take it this.
Okay.
Who has found this the height of Mount Everest and how he has used, and there are so many stories over here.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So let's history of trigonometry. We are using trigonometry over about 2000 years back.
Okay.
Okay, and like Egypt's and the Babylons, we have learned in grade 9 as well, that in the chapter Euclid geometry, where we have discussed about who have introduced this right angle triangle angle geometry, how it comes in the existence.
बिल्कुल.
We have learned this in grade 9.
Right.
Okay, and even the most of the technology, like we have discussed in the space aircraft engineering, or into find the distance from Earth to other space.
Yeah, or distance between two planets.
Yes, of course. So everywhere we are using trigonometry.
So sir, जब हम सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करते हैं उसमें भी ट्रिग्नोमेट्री का यूज होता है?
Yes, of course, ma'am. Which pressure are you going to launch this satellite?
Okay.
And how much time it will take to reach it? So we have a prediction. Okay, in this much of days, our satellites will reach at to the other planets. So everything we will calculate with the help of trigonometry.
Okay. जी.
So again, the very first use of sin theta is given by the Aryabhatta. Okay, and also that's what you have asked. The height of Mount Everest, I have mentioned it in my slide.
जी.
Like Radhanath Sigdar is an Indian mathematician in 19th century. He has given the accurate height of a Mount Everest.
Oh.
Okay, and why the Mount Everest name is there? There is some story about it, so it will take a long time.
Right.
But and he used trigonometry, and the most important part is that he had never reached the Mount Everest.
Oh, and he still calculated the correct height.
Exact
Accurate
height.
Okay.
Exact, not even a 1-2 meter plus and minus. Okay, he found the exact height of Mount Everest with the help of a trigonometry.
Sir, एक और इससे related चीज़ मेरे को लगती है, sometimes when people say कि जो sun की rays उन्हें earth में आने में, पहली ray, एक ray को earth पर आने में 8 और 8.5 minutes का time लगता है, कि ये calculation भी trigonometry की help से हुई थी?
Ma'am, yes, of course, everywhere, because it's not because trigonometry, what it's I told you, trigonometry is a middle word.
Middle.
Okay, from with the help of a trigonometry, we are going to go with the help of a vector quantity and everything, and algebra also. So we are together working it to get the solution.
जी.
Okay, so trigonometry is of course a important part. आप कह सकते हैं कि ये mid है, chain.
Right.
It's like it's a two hand. And the body is a trigonometry, you can say.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what the history where we have used trigonometry.
Okay.
Okay. And again, for learning trigonometry, there are some basic knowledge student must have before it. So, ma'am, have you learned about the triangle?
Triangle, yes.
How many triangles? you
I
know?
think we have three type of triangles.
Okay, so that is
Right angle triangle,
okay.
then we have equilateral triangle,
Very good.
and then we have
scalene
isosceles
triangle,
or
isosceles
scalene triangle. Yeah.
Okay, so on the basis of an angle on the basis of a sides, okay, we have divided the triangle on the basis of angle and on the basis of sides, right?
Ji.
So here we are talking about the basis of angle.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a acute angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle, and the right angle triangle.
Okay.
So as we are learning about the trigonometry, we will focus on right angle triangle. Okay. So this is my question for the student. Okay. So if I'm going to make a right angle triangle, so this one is 90 degree.
Yes.
Okay. And these two angle what you see is an acute angle.
Okay.
Okay, and they are also the sum of these two angles. Sum of these two angles are complementary angle. Okay,
Complementary angle.
complementary angle. Right. So here what we are going to get the relation between the angle and the side. Okay, so let's talk about the side of a right angle triangle, arms of it. So one is called the base. One is called perpendicular. And what about the third side, ma'am?
It's called hypotenuse.
Excellent, ma'am. Ma'am, you know.
I
so
remembered
many-
a few points that I learnt as a kid.
Yes. So it's called a hypotenuse.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, now as we are talking about the right angle triangle, there is a Pythagoras theorem. So what Pythagoras theorem is, like this is hypotenuse. Okay, let's make it as a H and P and this base as B.
Okay.
So it gives the relation between the hypotenuse, perpendicular and the base, right? So you see hypotenuse square, that is equal to perpendicular square
base
plus
square.
base square. That is given by Pythagoras theorem. And again there is a history behind this.
Okay.
And what do you think? Pythagoras is the first one who gave this relation?
Maybe our Indian mathematicians have done that before.
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
how many time? What do you think? How much time before?
Maybe some 5,000 years ago.
No, it's not 5,000 years ago. But yes, of course, 1,000 years ago.
Oh.
1,000 years ago, Buddhayan. The Buddhayan Sulabh Sutra.
It's
a
a scripture.
Book. Yeah.
Okay.
So in that part, Buddhayan have already given this relation. Okay. So as an Indian, we should proud of ourselves that
Yes.
our ancestors have done so many things.
Yeah.
And Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras has come after 1,000 years ago as it's like he toured all around the world. So his lecture or this thing script has come everywhere.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what the Pythagoras theorem we are going to
Okay.
use. And the second thing, the ratio and proportion. Ratio and proportion that we are learning from the 6th class. Okay. But here mainly we are going to talk about ratio in geometry.
Okay.
Okay. It's geometry, so it means geometry. Here we are talking about right angle. So how the similarity of a triangle. Again, the student who have learned the chapter number 6, similarity of a triangle, those understand about this. Also, I'm going to discuss about a little bit on it.
Sure.
Okay. So let's move further. So this is what we have discussed, the Pythagoras theorem. This is perpendicular, hypotenuse in the base, and this is the relation between the Pythagoras theorem. Now let's hear a trigonometry, our main topic of today's session. Again, it's sound big to the student.
Yes.
And you see there is a very good quote by heard word. There is a perhaps nothing which so occupies the middle position of mathematics is trigonometry.
As you mentioned.
Right. So it is already given by someone, a good mathematicians earlier. So it is something very important which relate with the earlier topic and which is going to learn to the student what we are going to learn after it, after grade 10. So it's a very important one. So let's understand the meaning of the word trigonometry. So when we are going to break, जब हम इसको break करते हैं the three, so tri, gon and metry.
Okay.
Tri means it is three, gon means side, and metry means measurement.
Okay.
So it's about the three-sided measurement. So again, when there is a three-side, first thing comes up with the mind is the triangle.
Okay. Yeah.
As here we are learning about a right angle triangle.
Yes.
Okay. So this gives the relationship between the angle and the side.
Okay.
Okay. So of a triangle only. So this is what, and it's a very beautiful topic, ma'am. Trust me, अगर student properly थोड़ा सा little bit of practice और थोड़ा सा focused होकर करे ना, इससे easy chapter बच्चों को नहीं मिलेगा. And if you will do a good practice over here ना, so in future like the phobia of mathematics
वो
in the
चला
student,
जाएगा.
वो चला जाएगा. So let's move further. So you have asked the real life examples. I have mentioned here. So you can see that the architecture design for building and the bridges. Okay, in space exploration, satellite orbit, what you have asked before, right? In sea navigation and air travel also.
Okay.
In mechanics like I have asked for the door closer.
Yes.
Okay, and the electronic devices in the machine for physics stuff. And even in the mobile communications for the data transfer, internet, everywhere we are using.
Here also we are using trigonometry. Yes. Okay.
It's actually very important. You see, it's a very fantastic one.
Okay.
So again, the first thing a student must know about the types of a triangle, especially about a right angle triangle. The second thing about the ratio in geometry. Now, what is ratio in geometry means is like if two shapes, like here we have two cups on the table, right? What you can say, are they similar or looks like equivalent, same?
Yes, they're similar, yeah.
Similar, okay. So there are two words, similar and congruent.
Okay.
Okay. The congruent means if you overlap, like these sheets, they are congruent. Why? Because when you keep in
when you superimpose one on the other.
Right. So it will overlap each other.
Okay.
That is called congruency. Okay. But when two things looks like similar, like one laptop is with you and one laptop is mine, it looks like similar.
Absolutely.
Maybe they are of different companies, or if they are same, then they are congruent. Okay.
Got
so this is what the similar means too.
Okay.
So similarity of a triangle, few student, those who have learned chapter 6, those who understand about this. So as you see here, there are so many triangles here.
Yes.
Okay. ABC, other triangle is DEF, and GHI and JKL. So the question arises, why here we are talking about the right angle triangle only? Because it is easy to understand that because it gives the exact ratio. It is easy to understand about the ratio of the sides.
Okay.
And if two angles, if we are able to equate two angles of a triangle, like here, angle A, angle D, angle G and angle J, they are of equal measure. Angle C, F, I and L, they are of equal measure. And angle B, angle E, angle H and angle K, they are equal to 90 degree. That is why they are a right angle triangle, right? So as the corresponding angles, they are called, this word corresponding. So angle A and angle D, corresponding angle are equal. Here angle C and angle F, corresponding angles are equal.
Angle B and angle E.
Angle B and angle E are also equal. So we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF.
Or congruent.
Not congruent. Here we are, we can say about
similarity.
Similarity.
Okay.
Okay. Because congruency means their sides must also be
equal along with the angles.
Along with the angles.
Okay.
So if their angles are equal, so by angle similarity we can say that these triangles are similar.
Oh, all right.
Okay, here similarity concept, hope you understand.
Yes, yes.
Right. So now what is the result? If two triangles are similar, then their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Again, here the ratio concept is there. Okay, so how it is there, you see, triangle ABC and triangle DEF, they are similar. So what I can say that the height, what I can say that the perpendicular of this triangle upon perpendicular to this triangle is equal to hypotenuse upon hypotenuse upon base upon my base. Or if I am talking about only this triangle,
Okay.
so the ratio of this perpendicular upon hypotenuse and ratio of perpendicular and hypotenuse of this triangle
Yes.
are equal. Okay, so you see, so if the triangles are similar, we can say that their sides are of the equal, ratio of their corresponding sides are equal, right?
Okay.
Now how it relate to trigonometry? How it relate to trigonometry? Earlier I told you about the 6 ratios.
Yes.
Okay, 6 ratios. So you see here perpendicular upon base, base upon hypotenuse, and base perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay, there are 3 things.
Yes.
So when the perpendicular of a base we are talking, we have given a trigonometric term that is tangent.
Okay.
Tangent, like here is a, we call it as theta, pronounces a theta. So when perpendicular base is there, we are talking about tan theta.
Tan theta.
Okay, so here I have mentioned here. So you can see perpendicular upon base, it is called tangent theta or tan theta, or as we are talking about C, so we can see at a tan C also. When we are talking about perpendicular upon hypotenuse, it is a sin theta, and when we are talking about base and hypotenuse, it is cos theta.
Cos theta.
And inverse of it is also there. So what if base upon perpendicular? So if a base upon perpendicular is there, you see,
right,
we will call it as a cotangent,
theta.
or in short cot theta.
Cot theta.
Hypotenuse upon perpendicular,
Cosec theta.
cosec theta, and hypotenuse upon base is secant theta.
Yeah, and just to remember it, we also use some local formulas.
Yes, ma'am.
But that's how. But today we have learned how that formula has been derived.
Right. Yes, ma'am. So do you want to know that mnemonics?
Why not? If just we can wrap up.
Yes.
On this that note.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a very good Indian way. Like I used to go a temple, there is a Panditji. Okay, so that is what called we say as a Pandit.
Pandit Badri Prasad.
Very good, ma'am.
हर हर बोले सोना चांदी तोले.
Yeah, temple में जाते हैं.
बिल्कुल. So Pandit, then Badri, then Prasad,
and then हर
बोले HHB, and that is
yes,
सोना चांदी तोले. We used to extend it like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is what sine, cos, and tangent, and opposite of it we used it as a cosecant.
Yes.
Okay, and this is secant, and this is
cot theta. Right. Okay. On this note, sir, we have to wrap up the session over here, but it is quite an interesting introduction that you have given to all of us, and we have finally learned how to derive this formula, और ये जो local हम way में इसको याद करते हैं वो भी हम कैसे करते हैं. So this was the session of trigonometry, introduction to trigonometry, part 1. Today we discussed, and I must thank my expert for the same. Sir, thank you so much आपके contribution के लिए. और प्लीज़ इस सेशन को दोबारा देख सकते हैं ताकि आप इस कॉन्सेप्ट को रिफ़्रेश कर सकें, और इससे आगे जो हम बढ़ेंगे तो इसी को बेस बनाकर चला जाएगा. और हम धन्यवाद देना चाहेंगे हमारी ISL इंटरप्रेटर मिस भूमि को भी, क्योंकि उन्होंने इतने अच्छे से हमारा साथ निभाया. अब सेशन यहाँ पर रैप अप करते हैं और एक इंपॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको देते हैं अबाउट टेक्स्ट बुक्स. जी हाँ, ग्रेड 4 और 7 की टेक्स्ट बुक्स अवेलेबल हैं अमेजॉन, फ्लिपकार्ट, NCERT वेबसाइट पर. प्लीज़ उन्हें ज़रूर परचेज करें और जल्दी से एक नज़र डालें आने वाले प्रोग्राम्स की लिस्ट पर. सो वी आर थ्रू विद द सेशन ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स और अब से कुछ ही देर में आप देखेंगे हमारा अगला सेशन जो कि होगा सोशल साइंसेस पर। मीनवाइल आप हमारा सेशन मनोदर्पण परिचर्चा भी देख सकते हैं। 4 से 5 बजे का समय रहेगा हमारे ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम का सोशल मीडिया सेफ्टी पर। आज हमारा आखिरी दिन है, इसे ध्यान से देखिएगा। 5 बजे हम आपके लिए लेकर आएंगे हमारा सेशन सहयोग और 5:30 बजे हम बात करेंगे स्कूल लीडरशिप डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम की बाय NCSL नीपा। With this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Namaskar.